Imagine waking up in a world where no laws exist.
Not fewer laws, none. Your neighbor, stronger than you, seizes your field. A creditor demands more than you agreed to pay. You're accused of a crime you didn't commit, but there's no court to hear your plea. No written standard to guide justice. Only the force you can muster to defend yourself. This isn't a dystopian fantasy. It's a reflection of daily life in much of the ancient world. Power reigned supreme over fairness. Yet a significant shift began nearly 4,000 years ago, catalyzed by a single block of black stone placed in Babylon's temple courtyard in 1754 BC. The man behind this transformation was Hammurabi, a name that echoes through history with the weight of its contributions to governance and law. Ascending to the throne in 1792 BC as the sixth king of the first Babylonian dynasty, Hammurabi inherited a realm of potential conflict. Initially ruling over a modest city-state, his military strategies and alliances expanded his territory considerably, creating an empire stretching from the Persian Gulf to modern-day Syria. With expansion came the challenge of governing a diverse population with varying customs and legal traditions. Babylon of 1754 BC was a bustling metropolis, home to an estimated 200,000 people. The largest city on Earth at the time, it had professional guilds, an operational banking system, a functioning postal network, and a merchant class. Imagine the chaos in such a setting without a unified legal framework. Merchants from different regions, with no shared social ties or common elders, struck deals in the bustling markets. When disputes arose, strength and influence often dictated outcomes, not fairness. Hammurabi recognized that military might alone couldn't maintain unity. He needed a consistent, fair standard to govern the myriad disputes across his empire. Thus, he turned from conquering lands to inscribing laws. The result was the Code of Hammurabi, etched into a towering stele of black diorite. This stone was unyielding, chosen for its permanence and resilience, a testament to the enduring nature of the laws it bore. Atop the stele, a relief depicted Hammurabi receiving symbols of authority from Shamash, the god of justice. This imagery conveyed to all, literate or not, that the laws were divinely sanctioned. Below this image, 282 laws were inscribed in meticulous cuneiform script, covering a vast array of societal issues. These laws were groundbreaking, not for their harshness, but for their attempt at proportional justice. The famous eye for an eye principle was not about vengeance, but about limiting retribution to the harm done. Prior to this, punishment was often dictated by power, with the wealthy exacting extreme penalties for minor offenses. Hammurabi's laws imposed a ceiling, ensuring punishment was proportional to the crime. Beyond proportionality, the code introduced several advanced legal concepts. Law 23 made the state liable for thefts it could not prevent, a notion of governmental responsibility not widely adopted until modern times. Law 229 introduced the concept of product liability, holding builders accountable for unsafe structures. Medical malpractice found its ancient roots in Law 218, which imposed severe penalties on negligent surgeons. Even a form of minimum wage law appeared, regulating payments for medical services. Hammurabi's code also addressed social inequality, though not perfectly. It acknowledged a rigid class system, with different laws for nobles, commoners, and slaves. The principle of equality before the law applied only within each class, highlighting a disparity still evident in today's legal systems. The code's influence extended beyond its era, shaping legal thought through millennia. Despite its imperfections, Hammurabi's decision to inscribe justice in stone set a precedent for the written law as a tool for governance. The Code of Hammurabi, with its revolutionary approach to justice, was more than just a set of laws. It was a declaration of a new social order. It sought to bring disparate groups under a unified legal framework, creating a common ground where disputes could be resolved without resorting to violence. This was an ambitious goal, considering the complexity of Babylonian society. Babylon was a melting pot of cultures and peoples, with Sumerians, Akkadians, Amorites, and others living side by side. Each group had its own customs and legal traditions, making the task of governance incredibly complex. This diversity posed a significant challenge for Hammurabi, who recognized that a single, coherent legal system was essential for the stability and prosperity of his empire. By establishing a set of universal laws, He aimed to unify these varied groups under one legal framework, thereby reducing potential sources of conflict and making governance more efficient. The Code of Hammurabi addressed a wide range of issues, from theft and debt to family law and trade, reflecting the complexity and sophistication of Babylonian society. One of the most notable aspects of the code was its attention to family law, which covered marriage, divorce, and inheritance. These laws reveal much about the social structure of Babylonian society. Marriage was not merely a personal matter, but a legally binding contract with significant implications. A wife's dowry was protected, and she had certain rights in divorce proceedings, reflecting a level of legal recognition uncommon in many ancient societies. For instance, if a man wished to divorce his wife without just cause, he was required to return her dowry, emphasizing the importance of fairness even within personal relationships. The code also tackled the issue of debt slavery, a prevalent problem in the ancient world. Law 117 limited debt servitude to 3 years, a progressive measure for its time. This limitation acknowledged the potential for abuse in debtor-creditor relationships and offered a pathway back to freedom for those who had fallen into financial hardship. By establishing such limits, Hammurabi aimed to prevent the exploitation of vulnerable individuals and promote societal stability. In addition to family and debt laws, the code laid down rules for business transactions, property rights, and labor contracts, reflecting the economic life of Babylon. The city's position along major trade routes made it a hub of commerce, where merchants from far and wide came to exchange goods. The code provided a legal framework that facilitated trade and commerce, offering merchants the security that disputes would be resolved fairly. For example, laws specified the terms of contracts and the obligations of parties involved, which helped ensure that agreements were honored and that economic activities could proceed smoothly. Despite its progressive elements, the Code of Hammurabi was not without its contradictions and limitations. It explicitly encoded a hierarchical society where laws applied differently depending on one's social class. The distinctions between awilim, nobles, mushkenim, commoners, and wardem, slaves, were clear, and justice was not administered equally across these classes. This stratification reflected the realities of Babylonian society, where status and wealth often dictated one's treatment under the law. However, by inscribing these distinctions, the code also brought a degree of transparency to the legal process, making it clear what was expected of each class. The influence of Hammurabi's code extended far beyond Babylon. Its principles spread throughout Mesopotamia and influenced subsequent legal systems in the ancient Near East. The idea that law should be written, public, and impartial resonated across cultures and centuries. This laid the groundwork for future legal traditions. As the centuries passed, the stele itself became a symbol of authority. It was moved and repurposed by subsequent rulers, including the Elamite king Shutruk-Nahunte. He took it to Susa as a trophy of conquest. This movement of the stele underscores its significance as a symbol of power and governance. Hammurabi's legacy is not confined to the laws he inscribed. His reign marked a turning point in the history of governance. The concept of the rule of law began to take shape. He demonstrated that a ruler's power could be wielded not just through force. It could also be through the establishment of a legal order that promised fairness. The code's impact on legal thought is profound. It also reveals the complexities of applying justice in a diverse society. It underscores the challenges faced by rulers in balancing power with fairness. This challenge remains relevant today. As time progressed, the principles enshrined in Hammurabi's code continued to echo through history. They influenced legal systems across the globe, from ancient Rome to modern democracies. In the United States, the influence of Hammurabi can be seen in legal traditions. These traditions value written law and strive for justice that is blind to power and wealth. The marble relief of Hammurabi in the U.S. House of Representatives serves as a reminder. It reminds us of the enduring legacy of a king who sought to tame the arbitrary exercise of power. As we explore the complexities of Hammurabi's code, we delve into the heart of governance by laws. The story of Hammurabi and his code is not merely about the past. It is about the enduring quest for justice that shapes our future. Justice, it seems, is a journey without end. The journey of Hammurabi's code from the ancient temples of Babylon to world history is a testament. This legal innovation not only influenced the immediate region, but also set a precedent for civilizations that followed. The concept of laws being public and accessible allowed societies to transcend the arbitrary rule of kings and the might of the powerful. This created a system where even the ruler was subject to the laws they enforced. This was a radical idea in a world accustomed to the whims of monarchs and the unpredictability of unwritten rules. The Code of Hammurabi's influence can be traced through several key historical developments. In the ancient world, the Hittites, a formidable civilization in Anatolia, were among the first to adopt a codified legal system. They drew clear inspiration from Hammurabi's structured approach. Similarly, the Assyrians, known for their military prowess and expansive empire, integrated legal codes. These codes reflected the principles of fairness and proportional justice found in Hammurabi's work. The legacy of the code continued as it reached the shores of the Mediterranean. The Greek city-states, though distinct in their development of democracy, shared a philosophical kinship with Hammurabi's emphasis on written laws. The Greeks' approach to law as a public discourse was an evolution of Hammurabi's idea. They believed that laws should be visible and accessible to all. This concept of transparency in governance was further enhanced by the Romans. They developed the 12 Tables, the foundation of Roman law. These tables emphasized the importance of having clear public laws that applied to all citizens. The Romans took this further, introducing legal concepts such as contracts, property rights, and personal responsibility. These were echoes of the legal structure Hammurabi had established. The spread of these ideas was facilitated by the rise of empires and the exchange of cultures. The Achaemenid Empire under Darius the Great is a prime example. It incorporated local laws into a unified system that spanned diverse cultures and regions. This reflected the enduring idea that law could unify and govern disparate groups effectively. This approach allowed the empire to maintain stability and order over a vast territory. It was a testament to the power of codified law. As history unfolded, the Age of Enlightenment in Europe reignited the values of codified laws. This led to the creation of comprehensive legal systems, such as the Napoleonic Code. This code, like Hammurabi's, sought to establish clear and concise laws that were accessible to the public. It emphasized equality before the law. These principles have been foundational in shaping modern legal systems across the globe. They have influenced democratic nations and their approach to justice and governance. In the contemporary world, Hammurabi's code holds a symbolic place in discussions about human rights and legal fairness. The principles of proportional justice and governmental responsibility resonate in current debates over social justice, economic disparity, and the role of government in society. Modern legal systems continue to grapple with the balance between state power and individual rights, much like Hammurabi did nearly 4 millennia ago. The code also serves as a reminder that the quest for justice is an ongoing endeavor, requiring constant vigilance and adaptation to new challenges. The digital age presents a new frontier for the application of these ancient principles. As societies navigate the complexities of technology and globalization, the fundamental questions of fairness, power, and justice remain as pertinent as ever. Legal systems are tasked with adapting the principles of Hammurabi to contemporary issues, ensuring that justice evolves alongside society. The principles enshrined in the code continue to inspire efforts to create legal frameworks that protect the rights of individuals while maintaining order and stability. Hammurabi's stone stele, now housed in the Louvre, stands as a powerful testament to the enduring legacy of written law. Its worn columns of cuneiform script continue to draw scholars, historians, and tourists alike, serving as a silent witness to the ongoing struggle to balance power and justice. As we reflect on its legacy, we are reminded that the pursuit of justice is a timeless endeavor, one that transcends cultures and eras. In the end, the narrative carved into that ancient black stone is more than just a relic of the past. It is a living dialogue with the present, an ongoing conversation about how we choose to govern ourselves, protect the vulnerable, and define what is right. The story of Hammurabi and his code is not merely about the past. It is about the enduring quest for justice that shapes our future. Justice, it seems, is a journey without end.